Valley's most detailed weather forecast video, the Tuesday evening edition here on the 26th day of October 2021. Only 5 days left in the month. Overall, a very warm month, although it's ending on kind of a clunky note with some rain chances and certainly a cooler weather regime here at the end of the month. Let's take a look at the temperatures so far this month. I've showed you this graphic a few times this month because it's been noteworthy. This still is on track to be the warmest October on record. If the month ended today, it would be. Now, we've got 5 days left, and with the cooler temperatures, we may not finish in first place, but it'll be close. We're pretty much guaranteed a top 5 finish anyway. Very toasty stuff for October. These are all the highs when you factor in the highs and the lows. We're still 8.2 degrees warmer than the average. 57 the high today was just after midnight. Of course, we spent the afternoon with temperatures in the 40s. Still no freeze, and really, we haven't even gotten close. 36 has been the coolest temperature so far at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Well past that 30-year average. We're 12 days behind schedule now. October 14th is the 30-year average. Now, 2 years ago in 2019, we had our first freeze on November 1st. I do think we'll get through the rest of October without a freeze, and so it's going to be in November, and it's probably going to be after the first day of the month, so maybe like the 4th or 5th. We finally get a freezing temperature, but yeah, very late in the season. Unlikely to be a record, but still very late. With the warm temperatures in October and the lack of cool nights, the foliage is behind schedule by at least a handful of days. And I would say in some places it's a little duller than some years. Now we still have some beauty to be found out there. One of those places, of course, Mill Creek Park in the Youngstown and Boardman area. And thanks to Joe on Instagram, you can find Joey's Coconut Runner. I saw Joe the other day at the Youngstown Marathon. He always is running in the park and always capturing some great pictures in Mill Creek Park, including this shot, I should say, from today. Follow me on Instagram, EricWFMJ, for more photos from Joe and any weather and science-related pictures. The good ones I like to post on my account and the Storm Tracker 21 account on Instagram as well. So make sure you're following both of those accounts. In the meantime, rainfall totals over the last 24 hours, pretty modest stuff. About a third of an inch, Latonia to Boardman, quarter of an inch in Youngstown, 0.21 down in Calcutta and southeastern Columbiana, a few hundredths of an inch, generally the rule north of Interstate 80 over the last 24 hours. Just a few leftover sprinkles and light showers out there this evening. This is actually lake enhanced and lake effect. If it were winter, we'd be talking about pesky snow flurries, and we probably even would have had a few heavier snow showers today. And we'd also be dealing with one heck of a snowstorm in the Northeast if this were the right time of the year. It's still a little too early, so it's just a miserable wind-driven rain in places like Boston and Massachusetts and out towards Martha's Vineyard and Cape Cod and Long Island. Even New York City's had a very rough go of it over the last 24 hours. All right, good news, bad news forecast for Wednesday. The good news is it won't be as cold as today. It's not going to be as blustery as today. And I think we'll be dry on Wednesday. The bad news is we're going to hang on to the clouds for just about the entire day. Some clearing at the last minute towards sunset, and then we'll start with some filtered sun Thursday, but the clouds will thicken in the afternoon, eventually giving us rain as this slow-moving, pretty potent area of low pressure moves through the lower Ohio River Valley. Just plan on a washout on Friday. It may not rain every minute of the day, but it's just going to be a rainy day. That includes for high school football playoff action Friday evening. And the showers will continue Friday night into Saturday, even parts of Saturday night. And much like yesterday's computer models, today's still advertising generally an average of about an inch later on this week and at the start of the upcoming weekend. I do think we'll get the rain out of the way in time for trick-or-treaters on Sunday. Now, if your community has trick-or-treat on Saturday, probably still a couple of showers in the vicinity and pretty chilly stuff. It'll be a nicer afternoon and evening on Sunday. Sunday's temperatures by late afternoon, early evening in the lower 50s under a partly cloudy sky. All right, just a reminder, the annual winter forecast is coming up in a little more than a week. It'll be on Thursday, November the 4th. And over the last few weeks, I've been talking a little bit about certain aspects of the winter forecast, what we're looking at this year. And what I wanted to hit you with this evening is just a little bit of a review of last winter and how our forecast did. Of course, whenever we do these seasonal forecasts, I tend to get a few comments, especially on Facebook, saying, you can't even get tomorrow right. What makes you think you can get the winter right? You know, that sort of thing. There's a different skill level, certainly, between day-to-day forecasts and seasonal forecasts. The method of making a seasonal forecast is completely different than making a forecast for tomorrow or the next day. But there is skill in this, but some years are better than others, for sure. Here's a look at the overall themes we had in last year's forecast. We expected a wetter than average winter. factoring both rain and snow. That ended up being not so great. It ended up being actually a pretty dry winter compared to the average. So we're going to give that a D. However, we did call for below average snow, but more than the previous winter. Now, at the airport in 2019-2020, we only had 46 inches worth of snow. So we did call for more than that, but still below average. Average is about 67 at the airport. And we had about 59 last winter. So we're going to give ourselves an A on that one. As far as temperature forecasts last winter, we were in good shape in December and January, but then the pattern flipped pretty dramatically in February, and it was much colder in February, and that made our temperature forecast go a little sideways for the winter as a whole. Don't forget, we're forecasting for meteorological winter, so December, January, and February. And February kind of, I don't want to say ruined, but made the forecast not as good because, again, we were in pretty good shape December and January. But because of the cold February, we're going to give the forecast of an above average winter temperature-wise. We're going to give that a C because we ended up coming out right around average, just a little above average, but not as far above the average as I thought we would be for the winter season. And again, we can thank the flip to cold in February for that. Could we have the inverse this winter? A little hint. Something that I'm kind of keying in on maybe this winter is kind of the reverse of last winter. Maybe a fast start and a warm finish. That might be something that is included in the winter forecast coming up in 9 days. I have not finalized the forecast, still looking at a lot of stuff, and will continue to do so from now until next Thursday. Then we're going to put it out, and then we're probably going to update it in the first week of December. We've done that for several years in a row. After we put it out, we let a month go by, see how the pattern is evolving, and then adjust the forecast as needed. But anyway, we'll put it out next Thursday on air and online and on a long-form video like this one. In the meantime, thanks for watching tonight, and I will see you back here on Wednesday.